When you're reading the Bible, there's times when a phrase or a word will stick out to you and you want to know more about it. So I want to show you how to do a word study using the blueletterbible.org. First thing you want to do is type in your passage, pick your preferred translation, and then you're going to search. And when you're doing a word study, what you want to do is look at the word, look at it in the context of the whole passage. And so I want to look at the word deny themselves. Deny yourself. You have to think, what does deny themselves or deny yourself mean in your mind? Well, kind of refuse myself, push away from myself, say no to myself. So that could be sort of the concept, but how do we know biblically that's the concept? Well, there's some tools here. You click on tools and you click on interlinear. And then you have to find the word. This is showing us kind of what it looks like in the Greek. You find the word that you want to study. So this is a phrase, he must deny. And then you click on what's called Strong's number. And this will give us a lot of information here, but the next thing after you define it, you want to see how maybe a Bible dictionary defines it. So this gives you some. It says to affirm that one has no acquaintance or connection with someone, or to forget oneself and lose sight of oneself, one's own interest. So you have another take on denying, that you lose sight of yourself and your own interest. So denying yourself, you lose sight of yourself. But then a key that you really want to look at is to see how this word is used in the scripture. And so if the New Testament word, we want to see how is it used in the New Testament. So here's the great news. There's this thing called a concordance. Concordance shows you the way that word specifically is used. And if we look through a passage, you read through each one, some of them are a repeat of what Jesus said, disciples must deny themselves. But then others of the passage are about how Peter disowned Jesus or denied Jesus the night of his crucifixion. And so as you read through, you're getting a sense that this denying yourself could also be kind of a disowning, right? Saying like, I'm not my own, or I'm not a part of that. In Luke, we see whoever disowns me, meaning Jesus, in front of others, I'll disown them before the angels of God. So there's some strong words there. So you read through all of them and you're trying to figure out, how is this like it's used in my passage or used differently? And then the last thing you want to do is kind of rewrite your definition. So based on kind of what we looked at for their definition and understanding it, denying yourself is not just saying no to yourself. It's actually saying, like, I'm not the one who's in charge of myself. When I deny myself, I'm saying it's not about me, it's actually about Jesus. And this fits in with other parts of scripture where we make Jesus the master of our life or the leader of our lives. Like, we look out for his interest and the interest of others before ourselves. And so if you want to be Jesus' disciple, one of the things that marks a disciple is saying, my life is not about me, but it's going to be about the one that I'm following. So that's why it's not about me. We deny ourselves. We take up our cross, that metaphor of kind of dying to ourselves, and then we follow Jesus. We're literally trying to do what he's called us to do. You can do this with almost any word that you find in a passage. Obviously, the amount of scriptures for some words will be much longer, and for other words, they'll be much shorter. But that's how you get a good sense of what a word means in the whole Bible.